Texans are coming out by the millions to determine their next senator. Incumbent Ted Cruz, a Republican, is hoping to win re-election, but he is being challenged by Representative Beto O'Rourke, who has raised record-breaking amounts of money. Correspondent Wyatt Goolsby has been following the candidates from his home state. He joins us from Pearland, just outside of Houston. Good evening, Wyatt.
Good evening, Lauren. Both candidates are crisscrossing across the state, going to restaurants, community centers, and even churches. Now, Democrat Beto O'Rourke believes the surge in early voting numbers in the state of Texas will favor him, while incumbent Ted Cruz is making his pitch to people of faith.
God bless Texas.
Ted Cruz getting a warm welcome during a rally at the non-denominational First Church of Pearland today. He's playing to his Republican base in Texas, preaching about the Lone Star State's strong economy.
I've been proud to work hand in hand with the President and the administration, repealing job-killing regulations, regulations that were hammering the state of Texas, regulations that were hammering oil and gas and farmers and ranchers and ag.
But can a Republican really be dethroned by a Democrat in a state as red as Texas?
Beto! Beto! Beto!
That's exactly what Democratic Congressman Beto O'Rourke is hoping to do. O'Rourke is heading to his native El Paso to finish an underdog campaign that's drawn national attention as he's toured through all Texas' 254 counties. As a result, he's made it the most competitive Senate race in a generation out of Texas, where Democrats have been shut out statewide office since the 90s.
We don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent. All we care is that you're here and that you can work together, not against anyone, but for a better, stronger future for this country. That could be public education, that could be health care, that could be immigration.
O'Rourke, who identifies as Catholic, is hoping that last issue, immigration, will play in his favor. He's denounced President Trump sending troops to the border as a result of a Central American migrant caravan. Still, it will be an uphill battle for O'Rourke among pro-lifers. Texas Right to Life has denounced his voting record while in Congress, noting that he was against the 20-week abortion ban and didn't vote against federal funding for abortion. Meanwhile, it remains to be seen whether President Trump's strong endorsement of Cruz, a former political rival, will be enough to put Cruz over the top.
And I'll tell you what, nobody has helped me more with your tax cuts, with your regulation, with all of the things that we're doing, including military and our vets, than Senator Ted Cruz. Nobody.
So far, early voting numbers in Texas tally more than 4.8 million, a large jump from the 2016 election. Now, most polls have Ted Cruz in the lead at this point, but it varies as to how narrow or how wide the margin. An average on Real Clear Politics average has Ted Cruz right now in the lead by 6.5 percentage points. Lauren?
Wyatt, you mentioned a rise in early voting. Does that favor one candidate or the other?
Well, certainly both candidates are claiming it's good for their campaign. Beto O'Rourke has been a little bit more vocal about this issue. He said that it really favors him, and he says he feels optimistic about it because he's made it a point in his campaign to get out and talk about early voting. And in addition, though, political analysts do say just because they've gotten out and talked about it doesn't necessarily mean, of course, that the majority of those votes will go to him. Lauren?
Correspondent Wyatt Goolsby reporting from Texas. Thank you, Wyatt. Stay with our EWTN News Nightly team for comprehensive coverage of the midterm elections. We will have you covered on air and online, and a special Facebook Live will air as polls close on the East Coast tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We will also have results for you Wednesday.